Hey guys, what is going on, and welcome to the series finale of Club and Country. Yes, this is episode number 103, and today we take on Barcelona in the Champions League final, going in search of the magic treble. Of course, in episode number 101, we came out of nowhere, quite literally, to defy all the expectations and win the Premier League. Then in the last episode, we did what was to be expected. We beat Southampton in the FA Cup final to complete a domestic double, but now, going in search of our first ever European trophy, the Champions League final, taking on Barcelona, who last year knocked us out in the quarterfinals. This is, oh god, I mean, I'm telling you right now, this is one of the most nervous I've been for a final ever. Quite seriously, I am absolutely bricking this, man, because I so badly want us to win this. You have no idea, because like the legacy of this series, a lot of it is going to depend on how this game goes, I'm sure. I so badly hope we can come through and get this win. But I should say, what are we playing? What are we playing? Is that the is that the no, it's the Volks Park Stadion. It's the Volks Park Stadion. Interesting. Champions League final, Volks Park Stadion. Yeah, I'm so nervous because I feel like the legacy of this series sort of like depends on how we come through and end this save, because we had 4 trophyless seasons, and this year it was just pure frustration again. The whole series has been pure frustration, but to end it with a treble, I mean, how amazing would that be, right? With this 4.5-star team, I honestly feel like this would be genuinely one of my best sort of like ends to a career mode series ever if we can come through and get it. Because don't forget, this team, like compare this team to the Barcelona team we'll face today, it's much weaker. It is much weaker. We've got Murray Davidson on the bench, for goodness sake. It's far weaker. We've got a 64-year-old leading the team out. So yeah, I'm hoping we can come through and get the win. But I should say, get my excuse in early, cover the bases early. We are underdogs going into this game, all right? This is the first final in a while, a Champions League final in a while, where we are clear underdogs on this channel. So it's going to be tough, but touch wood, fingers crossed, we can come through and win this. You won't be able to see because I'm not doing face cam. I cross my fingers and put it next to the microphone. Oh yeah, great idea, JC. Like people are going to know that I'm crossing my fingers when I put it next to the microphone, aren't I? Oh my goodness. But anyway, it's a live Q&A today. We're ending the series with a live Q&A. I thought it would be kind of nice because, you know, I used to do live Q&As for basically all my finals back in the day. I gradually started phasing them out on my channel just because the kids don't really enjoy that much, because I can see why. They can get a bit boring. This is probably boring now, you know, just 2 minutes in. But I gradually started phasing them out a little bit. But I miss doing live Q&As because I felt like this was one of the best ways to be sort of like personal with you guys whilst also interactive as well. I just felt like it was good to sort of be casual, relaxed. This is my more natural environment, much more laid back, not worried about time, not worried about, you know, being too boring or too, like, not worrying about having to be, oh my god, yes, we're going to go. Like, this is just much more casual for me. So I kind of miss doing a live Q&A, so I thought, is this the final episode of the series, the Champions League final? Why not go out with a Q&A, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Now, just before we get into the game as well, some of you guys might be wondering where my Football Manager series is. Now, I did say I was going to start one today. Sadly, yesterday I was recording through pre-season. I realised I totally messed up with my recording and missed out like the start where I show you the database and when I start and show you like what, you know, the settings I got and stuff. It probably wasn't really too big of a deal, but I didn't want to start without showing that. Just, I don't really know why. It's just that's like the one thing I always put in like an FM save. I don't want to do a career mode. You see like me sort of like start the actual game mode, start the save. I forgot to record that, so I realised I had to do it all over again. And had I realised that last night, I would have done it through the night and then had it made for this morning. But I didn't realise that until this morning. So anyway, basically the FM save isn't going to start today due to my stupid error. But it will start tomorrow. What I'll do this afternoon is I'll start recording again, and I'll make sure I get it this time, and we'll start the FM save tomorrow, not today. So apologies for the delay, but it'll be coming tomorrow, and not today. Anyway, live Q&A. I get my questions from Twitter and also a few from YouTube as well from episode 100. Thanks for everyone that asked questions. If I don't get around to your question, I do apologise. I get too many of them, so I can't answer them all. God, this is feeling like the old days. But let's just get straight to it. Here we go. Barcelona Champions League final, and let's get underway. Barry Hamilton, captain in St Johnstone to the Champions League final. I'm so nervous for this. Come on, the Sainties. Oh, what a start this could be. Oh, ref, that was never a foul. Ref. Right, shut up. Right, so first question comes from Zahi, and he says, since I'm asking my favourite YouTuber a question for the Q&A, who is your favourite YouTuber? Well, that's very kind of you to say, Zahi. I appreciate that. For me, it's this really is feeling like the old days. I'm already going off on a tangent on a question. In question number 1, for me, it's really hard to answer this question because I must say I have been a content creator for almost 6 years now, but I've been a watcher of YouTube for a number of years prior to that. However, over the past like 2 or 3 years, I've watched a lot less YouTube than I did at the start. Now, I don't know whether you guys agree with me or not in this. In fact, I might ask you guys this question here in response to Zahi's question, and that is, do you feel like there's a lack of quality compared to like 2 or 3 years ago on YouTube? I don't know why I feel this way. But I honestly feel like despite the fact there's more YouTubers out there, which is great, I think it's fantastic how many YouTubers there are these days. Despite the fact there's more full-time YouTubers than ever, which again I think is fantastic. It's awesome to know that so many of us are able to make this a job. I honestly do feel like there's a lack of real quality. Like there's in terms of like what I should say is like on average there's a lot less quality. Kingsley! Oh my goodness! Stephen Kingsley has made it Barcelona 0, St Johnstone 1, 7 minutes in. Where did he come from? Stephen Kingsley, our left back, coming forward, winning the header from Oliver Burke's cross. What a start from the lads from Perth, and we take the lead here in Hamburg. Oh my goodness, what a start. Sorry about the celebration. But I feel like there's a lack of quality on YouTube these days. I really do feel that. I feel like even though there's more choice, even though there's more YouTubers than ever before, I don't know why. I just feel like, for me, it's not the same anymore. So there's not a single YouTuber that I watch on a regular basis anymore. There's not a single YouTuber that I watch. Like, I had YouTubers back in the day, like Candy Johnson, Dunkus, Chris Smooth, Dorad Brad, like so many YouTubers that I would literally watch every single video of. There's not a single YouTuber out there now that I watch every video of. I've got to a point now where there's a few YouTubers that I still watch quite regularly. Ben's H1Z1 series is my favourite save at the moment. If you guys aren't watching Ben's H1Z1, by the way, seriously, give it a go. I don't even know. Oh, the ginger nut put it just wide. I don't even know how to play H1Z1. It's not available for Mac, sadly, because I'd love to play it. But I'm watching Ben's H1Z1. I'll leave a link to the series, actually. It's the best gaming series I've watched in over a year now. It's unbelievable. And what a start we've made to the game. This is an unbelievable start for St Johnstone. But yeah, other than Ben's H1Z1, there's not a single YouTuber I'm watching on a regular basis. So I don't know. Like, Ben is a friend, but I don't know if I can use him. But I'll probably say Ben is my favourite YouTuber at the moment. But probably my favourite YouTuber of all time probably would be Candy Johnson. Though I don't watch her as much anymore, not because she's not good on YouTube anymore, but just because I don't have the time. But she's a makeup artist, she's a vlogger, she's a beauty guru. She's fantastic. She's like my role model for life and YouTube. She's such a nice, warm person, and yeah, I'd say Candy Johnson. She's my favourite YouTuber. What a start we made to the game, by the way. We are literally putting Barcelona under so much pressure. This is crazy. Anyway, next question comes from Ruin, and he said, did you go to the playoff final where Millwall beat Bradford? If so, how was it? You know, Ruin, I didn't go. It was the second year in a row I haven't watched Millwall at Wembley. Now, you might sit there and think, oh, fake fan, armchair fan. Well, you know, technically, yes, for that game and against Barnsley as well, I was an armchair fan. But the reason being, oh, Dybala's turned Barry and then totally messed it up. But the reason I didn't go is quite simple. I just don't have the money. Now, you're probably sitting there thinking, what? It's your club at Wembley, man. How could you not go and watch them? Well, it's because it's just too expensive. We've been to Wembley 5 times in the past, like, 9 years. I watched us against Scunthorpe when we lost 3-2. I watched us against Swindon when we won 1-0. I watched us against Wigan when we lost in the FA Cup semi-final. But I can't afford to go again, because you've got to realise, like, if you go to Wembley like a once-in-a-lifetime thing for your club, you know, you can't miss it, surely. And that's what, you know, that for me was what I thought like Scunthorpe and Swindon might be, you know, many years ago now. But again, we've been like 5 times in 9 years. You've got to realise how expensive that is, man. The ticket to go to watch us play at Wembley would have cost me 40 quid minimum. So 40 quid. Then I've got to pay £65 or whatever it is to get to London, because I live in Manchester, on Richard Branson's ridiculously overpriced Virgin train service. Then I've got to pay like a £6 transfer to either Wembley Park or Wembley Central. And then I've got to pay for the food, for the lunch and the dinner, because it's a day out. That's about £130 for that day out. I can't afford that. I'm bloody cheap. I'm still buying 17 pence bottles of Diet Coke at Aldi, for goodness sake. I can't afford that. Like, compare it. And I think that the thing about this is, like, for me, I've always said this. I don't care what division we play in. I don't care what team we got out. I will always watch and love Millwall play, regardless of who we're playing and where we are. Like, you know, we were in League One for this past season. Now we're going up to the Championship, for those who don't know about Millwall's current standing. But I would, because I live in Manchester, I watched us play last year at the northern towns, Bury, Rochdale, Oldham, etc., etc. You know, last year my trip to Oldham was a £5 tram return and a £25 ticket. 30 quid. Now it's £100 extra to go to Wembley, and I don't really care about, you know, what stadium we play at, what team we play, where we are, what league we're in. I don't care about that. I love my team, whoever we play. I would still watch us the amount I do now in the conference. You know, I don't care like what league we are. I just love my team. So yeah, excuse me. I didn't go to the final because it was just too overpriced, too expensive, and just don't have the money for it. Simple as that. But yeah, no, I'm glad we're going up though, I should say. And there you go. Next question comes from Fab, and he says, what is your favourite non-sports game? You know, this will surprise quite a few people to hear this, but my older subs would have heard me talk about this before in a previous live commentary. I actually don't really enjoy video games that much. You know, I really don't. I'm not a big video game fan. I used to be, but as the years have gone by, I guess the best way of putting it is like, I used to be a big video game fan when I was a kid and a teenager and stuff, and I would play Call of Duty like as much as, if anything, more than FIFA. Modern Warfare 2 was my favourite. Spent so much of my childhood playing that. But as the years have gone by, the time that I would spend playing, again, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, Call of Duty 4, for example, the time that I would spend doing that has now been replaced by more like grown up hobbies. So instead of playing the PlayStation, I'll go to the gym or I'll go to the bar with my friends or whatever else. So I don't really play video games unless it's for YouTube. There's only one video game I'm playing right now which isn't for YouTube, and that's Call of Duty 4 Remastered. And I only had the time to play that like once a fortnight. I'm playing tomorrow night. I've got a session lined up for a couple of hours. But I don't really have the time to play video games outside of YouTube. But I guess I'll just say Call of Duty because that's the game, the non-sports game that I've played more than anything else over the past decade or so. Next question comes from Football Spirit, and he says, do you think the NBA is getting more and more stale and predictable than a few years ago? Yeah, I really do. I think that it's the reason being is because what you just put in brackets there, especially playoffs. The reason being is because it's just such a formality. The finalists, you know who it's going to be, and like even before this season started, we knew that it was going to be Cavs Warriors again for the third straight year because there is no team in the East that can compete with LeBron. You know, LeBron is my hero, my role model, like my, everything. I love LeBron so much. But there is no team that can compete with the Cavs. LeBron has been to the finals for the 7th straight year now, for Cavs and Heat. And in the West, because Durant joined the Warriors, their stacked team got even better. They picked up free agents like David West and JaVale McGee. And it's like their team, the teams are just too good in their conferences. Like the Spurs had a shot this year, but when Leonard went out in game 1, like it summed it up for me. Like Kawhi Leonard went down in game 1 because of Zaza's dirty play. And off the post, and Gordon Giant will get it clear. And the Spurs weren't the Spurs up by like 21 points at that moment. Kawhi goes out and then they just crumble and fall apart because they don't have the team to beat the Warriors without Kawhi. He's a machine, quite literally, he's a robot. And in the East, Celtics may have stole game 3 on the road, but let's be honest here. There isn't a single team in the East that can take the Cavs over 7 games. LeBron's just too much of a monster. He's too good. So it was just such a formality. It would be the same finalists again. And like even pre-season, everyone knew it would be the same 2 teams. And that's why it got a bit stale, because even though we had a great regular season, we saw the MVP race between Harden and Westbrook. Harden was unbelievable for the Rockets this year. What he did for Mike D'Antoni's team was just extraordinary. He was my pick for MVP for a very long time, and I think Westbrook will take it now. Westbrook obviously made history of his triple-double season. Like it was a really amazing season. Isaiah Thomas was amazing for the Celtics. It was a really amazing season, but it was made a little bit. It was sort of like in vain, if you know what I mean. All the things we saw, all the really interesting things we saw, were made in vain due to the fact it was such a formality that we're going to see the same 2 teams in the finals once again. Oh, hello! Hello, 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 hello. Ryan Gould has made it 2-0 in stoppage time with an absolutely lovely cheeky chip. Barcelona 0, St Johnstone 2. This is unbelievable. We are 45 minutes away from winning the Champions League and the treble, and Gould has put us 2-0 up. What a lovely little reverse pass by Ewan. Threads the needle. Gould goes through. Ter Stegen hits the deck. 2-0. What a first half this has been. Long live the live Q&A performances, I tell you. Cooper says, who is your favourite player from any of the series you have ever done? That is a question I'll never be able to answer. That is too difficult, man. There are just too many to name. You know, I mean, take your pick. Marcano, you know, Marco the Magician, you know, Mbani Yang, Barry Hamilton. There's too many names. There's too many players. I don't think I'll be able to choose. Do you know what? That might be another question for you guys. Who's the favourite player you've ever seen in any of my series? That might be a question for you guys. George says, a question for your live Q&A. Excuse me. Oh dear. What do you believe is the best thing to do if I'm struggling to find what I want to do in my life career-wise? Well, I am really not in a position to give people advice on their careers when mine is basically dying on its backside. But honestly, like, if I could give you like one piece of advice, I would say this. Think about your passions in life. Think about the things you enjoy. Think about your hobbies. Think about the things that you really have pride, you take pride doing, and the things that you really enjoy doing. And think about ways you could do that as a job. For me, YouTube was never intended to be a job. You know, it has been a job for the past, well, almost 2 years now. It was never intended to be this. I started YouTube almost 6 years ago as a hobby. For fun. I came back from holiday with my friend. I'd already left sixth form a year before. I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. I still don't to this day. But I just decided to start it because I thought it would be fun. Nepenthes, who I used to talk to quite a bit back then as a friend, he said, you know, you'd be good at it. You know, you know, he was doing it. It was already started. He said it would be a lot of fun. He said you'll be as big as, you know, you'll be bigger than me one day. That never happened, but you know. But you know, I thought it would be fun, and I started it, and over time I realised just how much I loved it. I fell in love with YouTube, making YouTube videos the first month I started, you know. And it became a job because I just never stopped working at it, you know, simple as that. And whilst it probably is going to be ending very soon, like, I've spent the last 2 years doing it as a job, but it was a hobby to begin with. So that's my main piece of advice. It's like, you know, think about the things you enjoy doing. Say you love football, for example, and you know you might want some kind of career in football. Then, you know, volunteer to referee games. You know, study for coaching qualifications. I don't know if you're in England, but study FA coaching qualifications. You know, volunteer. There's loads of things you can do. I think it always makes me laugh when people say stuff like, oh, I wanted the ginger nut to score. God damn it. It always makes me laugh when people say stuff like, oh, I wish I could do this, you know, as a job and whatnot. I wish I could do this as a profession. Be it anything, be it YouTube, football, whatever. Yeah, you may not be able to do, you know, live your dreams and stuff. But you can always find yourself involvement in something. There are so many jobs in football, for example, ranging from refereeing, you know, volunteering as a ref, coaching young kids, you know, even just working, you know, in admin in some way with governing bodies, clubs. There are so many things you can do. You just got to go search for it, you know. So think about your passions. Think about the things you really enjoy doing in life, and go and search for it. When people settle in life, they're never going to be happy that way with their profession. You know, when people settle on a job, oh, I'll just get a job working in Tesco, Asda, or whatever, they're never going to be happy because it's not their passion. You know, for me, when I finish with YouTube, which again is looking increasingly likely to be very soon, when that happens, I'm not just going to say, right, well, I'm going to get a job working in Asda or Aldi or whatever. Like, no disrespect to people that work there, that's totally fine. But for me, I'll never be happy doing something like that. So I'll think, what do I really enjoy doing? Going to the gym, well, doing YouTube, of course. But so, you know, I'll probably start thinking, well, maybe I could possibly get coaching, get my training and qualifications to be a personal trainer. I'm a big nutrition buff. For those who don't know about me, I love learning about food. I've got a really strict diet. I did. Not right now, I must say, although I am bulking, to be fair. So I'll probably do something like that. You know, you got to think about your passions, think about following those. And whilst it'll be difficult to start off, think about the things you really enjoy doing and pursue those things, because that's the key to happiness in life, I feel. Next question comes from Jack, and he says, oh God, oh wait, Jack, I'm getting to you. There we go. With career mode being so dead nowadays, how do you still manage to keep it fun for your channel? I would say the main reason I try and keep it fun, or I do well at keeping it fun, or at least I'd like to think so, and thanks for thinking so, Jack, is because of my audience. You know, it sounds really, really cliche, but it's true. Like, I am someone who is so humbled by the support I have from my audience, and whilst I still have viewing figures dropping, you just need to go and look at some of the comments I got in episode 100 from 8.5k views. I still had like so many comments from people that were saying, don't quit, like we love you and stuff, we appreciate everything you do. And I've never, I wish people could realize this, I have never once, sometimes I do get angry at certain subscribers that are clearly just hating for obnoxious reasons and whatnot, but I have always been so appreciative of the graciousness that my subscribers have with me. Like, my subscribers have pretty much always had a really grateful approach. And so for me, I realize how lucky I am to have the audience that I have. I've built, my channel, one of the most proud things I have about my channel is the fact that I've built a really supportive audience, a really, really good, kind, supportive audience, which is really friendly. It's a very friendly community feel on my channel. And for me, I'm so grateful for my audience for being here. I feel like I have to give my all every single year, when I'm doing FIFA videos, every single series I do. And like, for me, I always think, when I start a new series, when I start a new project, I always think, how can I make it the best it can be for my audience? Because I have to, because they've got me to where I am. And I feel like the way I make it fun is just by thinking about what I think my audience would enjoy and doing what they prefer. I've said so many times before, I don't even like career mode that much. I mean, I really, really don't. This game mode was fun back in FIFA 13. It was alright back in FIFA 14. 15 wasn't that bad. But these past 2 years, let me tell you, I have had so many nights where I've been recording footage and I've just wanted to throw my controller at the wall because there's just been things that have been going on. And not even just the gameplay, even just like generic bugs and stuff that have angered me so much. Because this game mode is terrible. This game mode, let's be honest here, this game mode is absolutely terrible. This is really, really bad. It is riddled with bugs. It is riddled with glitches and errors. It is just absolutely tragic. The gameplay's got worse over the past 2 years. And, I've got to try and make it fun. But the way I try and make it fun is by just thinking about what my audience would want to see. And I try and do what they want always. And I feel like my audience appreciate that. And yeah, it's very hard to answer that question without sort of like slagging off the game mode that most of my audience play. But it is true. Like, I think this game mode is really, really bad. But for me, I'm trying to make good videos on it. I wouldn't have bought this year's FIFA if it wasn't on YouTube. But oh my god. But my audience make it worth playing. My audience make it worth the struggle, the frustration, because I just want to do my best for them. And I'm glad that some people still feel like I do a good enough job. And there you go, as Patterson's down the right and finds Graham. This could and should be 3-0. It's been a lovely, absolutely lovely build-up. That was wonderful. Oliver Burke makes it 3-0 to St Johnstone. What a way to end this series. We are going to win the treble, and that was a lovely little team goal there. 3-0 to the Sainties. I think that came from Barry's back pass, didn't it? Did that come from Barry's back pass to Logan? That was such a lovely goal. I want to go to the replay just real quickly and see, because I often forget exactly what happened, even just a moment ago. I've got such a bad short-term memory. Was that from Barry's back pass all the way? That was absolutely joyous. It was. That was glorious. The move started with Barry Hamilton. Almost scoring an own goal, back to Logan Reed, out wide towards Callum Patterson, through towards Dougie. That was such a lovely build-up. I mean, that was a really, really nice passing move. That was great. Next question comes from Sherlock for you. Let's make my final sub, actually, because I'm not going to extra time now. Let's bring on... Oh, I made subs. Oh, I brought on Graham, didn't I? Yeah, okay. Let's bring on Murray Davidson. Let's bring on Murray. Murray deserves to get on the pitch for the Champions League final. And let's also bring on... Should we bring on the Tory? Oh, should we bring on the Tory? I don't want to see the Tory win, John Sutar, who helped us stay in the race to the Premier League, maybe. Phrase, who deserves to get on the pitch? Bernie, Shane Gray? Who deserves to get on the pitch here? Do you know what? Sutar was one of my first ever signings. So let's bring on John Sutar. And let's take off the guy that scored the first goal, which was Stephen Kingsley. And let's put Barry at left back, because apparently he can play there, despite a one-star weak foot. So, yeah. Alright, so let's bring on John Sutar for Dougie Reed. The next question comes from Sherlock for you, which is an amazing name. And he or she says, who was your worst striker on FIFA? And what's the most mischievous thing you've ever done when you were younger? The worst striker I've had on FIFA? That's a really difficult question because most of my strikers end up having a really good goal-to-game ratio. If you've been watching me for years, you'll know. Even like bit-part strikers that aren't always playing. Players like Yashil in my Hertha Berlin save, players like Anichebe in my West Brom save, players like Middlesbrough save, for example, Saido Berahino, although he became first team. Like, all my strikers always have a good goal-to-game ratio. It doesn't matter what striker I buy, they always play well. But I think the only striker I can think off the top of my head that was really poor was Choupo-Moting back in my Torino career in FIFA 15. He could not hit a barn door with a banjo. He was slow, he was weak. He was really poor. So I'll say Choupo-Moting. But the most mischievous thing I've done when I was younger, well, there are two anecdotes I can tell you here, but I want to reassure you that these were both unintentional things. Like, they were mischievous, but they were both unintentional things. Go on, Barry. Oh! Go on, Barry, son. Go on, lad. Keep it going. Oh, my. Oh. No, God, that was wonderful. Oh, that was wonderful. Oh, my. Oh, that was wonderful. I'm gutted about that. I shouldn't have pulled a trigger. I should have faked back and gone onto his left foot, his one-star weaker left foot. Oh, that's the moment of the game for me, despite winning 3-0. Oh, that was wonderful, man. Okay, the most mischievous things I've done. Two things come to mind here. The first is when I accidentally broke a telephone box glass panel. We were playing, me and my mates, I was about 13, 14, me and my mates were playing on the greens, playing football, and we were walking back home, and there was a telephone box, believe it or not, and there was one of the glass panels on the side was like frosted glass. I didn't really think anything of it. Well, I thought it was frosted glass, so I ran towards the telephone box to put my hand on it because I thought it was so weird, and my hand went through the glass because it was all completely shattered. It was totally shattered and just ready to fall into a million pieces, and that's what happened. I put my hand straight through it, and the glass just broke all around it. So I broke the glass of a telephone box, which, I mean, it's not bad, is it? But it would have cost the council a bit of money to replace it. So that was one thing. But again, that was unintentional. Just like the second thing, which is arguably worse. But again, I want to... Right, when I tell this story, by the way, because I think I might have told it before. When I tell this story, I do want to, reassure you guys. This was unintentional. I didn't actually mean to do this. But when I was about 14 years old, I was in Woolworths with my mates. Oh, I wanted Murray to score as well. When I was about 14, I was in Woolworths with my mates. I don't know if you guys remember Woolworths, but Woolworths was a high street chain in the UK. They don't exist now, but they did just sell random stuff. And I was there with my mates, and for some reason they were buying something. So they were by the counter buying something, or they were going to get what they were going to buy. And I said, I'll meet you at the counter, because I was going to go to the pick and mix aisle. Woolworths had like a pick and mix aisle. And I filled my bag full of white chocolate mice. They were my favourite. Little candy cones, little sugary stuff. I wasn't even that much into sweets as a kid, but I just did it because I was there. So I bought about like a £4 bag worth of pick and mix. Well, I say I bought. Here's the thing. I filled my bag full of pick and mix, and as I was going towards the counter, my mates were already paying. And as I was walking towards them, they finished their transaction. I can't remember what they bought, but they finished their transaction, and they were walking out of the store. And so I had a bag of pick and mix in hand, and as they were walking out of the store, and I said, I'll meet you at the counter, I thought, well, they've paid for their stuff, so let's go. We got what we came for. I got my pick and mix, they got whatever it was, let's go. So I joined in my mate, said, all right, yeah. So we walked out together. I was holding a bag of pick and mix, and they had whatever they had, and we walked out the store. Just walked off, thinking nothing of it. Anyway, we were walking across. Oh my, calm down, Graham. We were walking by a river. And then out of nowhere, I realised, like, the pick and mix that I was eating in my hand, I realised that I'd forgot to pay for it, as Marquinhos prevents us from keeping a clean sheet. I'd forgot to pay for my bag of pick and mix. So I had like a £4 bag of pick and mix, which again, I totally forgot to pay for, because my mates had finished paying for whatever it was. So they were walking out. I said, I'm eating by the counter. So I thought, well, yeah, we're done here. So we walked out, and I was eating the pick and mix, and I just realised that 20 minutes later that I'd stolen like a £4 bag of pick and mix from Woolworths. As Marquinhos is dancing with the invisible man. It's a bit like me on prom. And yeah, I just had this bag of pick and mix. I was just digging into it and I forgot to pay for it. And I realised whilst I was walking by the river and I was thinking, oh God, what do I do now? Do I go back to Woolworths and say I forgot to pay for this? I couldn't think of what I was supposed to do. And I was 14. I was thinking, am I supposed to go back? Like, what do I do now? Anyway, I went home and I finished a pick and mix and I just kept on eating it. No guilty conscience. I went home and had a nap and forgot all about it. But yeah, no, I stole a bag of pick and mix, but it was unintentional. I didn't mean to do it. I totally forgot to go and pay. Don't report me to the police, but I totally forgot to pay for that £4 bag of pick and mix. Oh my goodness, the bar are trying to get a late rally started here. But yeah, I bought a £4 bag of pick and mix, and I totally forgot to pay for it. It was it is a petty crime, but it wasn't intentional, and that's the last time I've ever stolen anything. Completely unintentional. Where's Barry? The goalkeeper's forward. Let's get Barry on the ball. Come on, Barry. Go on, Reed. Yours. Oh, I want Barry. Graham's going to get that. Where's Barry? Barry, come back. I want you to score. There he is, Barry. I'm going to go for it. Is he going to go in? No, it's going to go wide. Oh, that would have been brilliant. Oh, that was the final kick of the series as well. That would have been amazing. But that's going to end the game, though. It's all over. Murray celebrating in the foreground. Barry in the background. Barcelona 1, St Johnstone 3. The magic treble is completed. What a way to end this series. 4 straight years, nothing to put in our cabinet. And now the treble to end the series. Oh, my goodness. And what a game as well. 3-1. Oh my goodness, and that run from Barry was amazing as well. I should have kept on running, but I thought the referee was going to blow for full time if I came backwards. Maybe you would have done. But anyway, it's all over. We've won the Champions League final. Absolutely fantastic. And what a great way to end this series. This has been, quite seriously, one of the most frustrating, rage-inducing series of all time. But it's still been one of my favourites. It's been so fun. It's been so enjoyable. I've loved this project, and I'm so glad you guys have enjoyed it too. And Barry Hamilton is going to lift his 3rd trophy in 3 weeks. And this is the Holy Grail, the Champions League. Barry Hamilton lifts it for St Johnstone. We may not have success with the country, but we certainly do with the club. What a way to end this series. Old man Barry putting in a great display and lifting the trophy as well. Absolutely fantastic. Let's answer some more questions whilst we're getting to the end of the series then. Rin says, are we going to see a Bray Wanderers return? Probably not. I did Wexford this year. I think that's enough for me of Irish teams. And Jacob says, if you are ending this career mode, will you keep the St Pauli Road to Glory? Yes, don't worry. The St Pauli Road to Glory is going to continue. And I'll have a new episode very soon. Bobby Zamora, who I didn't know was a fan of mine, says, have you ever played hurling? No, that's a Gaelic sport, but I have watched it a few times, and it looks like one of the most painful sports out there. I have no intention to play that whatsoever. And also, Gamer Slayer says, have you ever been bullied? No, I haven't. It's people are probably quite surprised by this, but no, I haven't. When I was a kid, I wasn't exactly popular, but I had like I was sort of like the kid that fitted in with everyone, but wasn't like I didn't really have that many close. I had like 3 or 4, or well, about 4 or 5 close friends. But I wasn't really like the most popular guy in school. But everyone liked me, and no one really hated me. There were a few people that didn't like me for arbitrary and trivial reasons. That's just one of those things. But we definitely deserve to win this game. But for the most part, a lot of people liked me just because I sort of fitted in with everyone, really. Like, I could fit in with pretty much most people. So who was man of the match then? Bert got a goal and assist. I thought Ewan played quite well. He got an assist. Gould got a goal as well. And Kingsley got a goal. Oh yeah, he scored a header. What was that about? Barry and Gordon locked things down on defence as well. They were both fantastic, including Gordon the Giant. 8 tackles, 10 winning possessions. Gordon the Giant. What a monster performance from the big man. Barry was pretty decent as well. But I'll give man of the match to Burke though. A goal and assist for Ollie Burke. And he wins man of the match on the Champions League final. What a moment. I want to see the Barry Hamilton run again. Can I see it? Is this the moment here? There it is, Barry Hamilton. It's a shame you don't get to see the full run. That was special. Imagine if he would have scored that, man. That would have been unbelievable. But yeah, I was never bullied. But Lewis says, are you going to do another club and country in the next FIFA? I don't know. I would like to, because this has been sort of like a unique project for me over the past 3 years. But I don't know if you guys agree, but I feel like long-term career mode saves are dying out on YouTube. they're just not really that appealing to watch anymore, and I don't feel like I have the ability as an entertainer to keep people throughout, as made evident by this series and pretty much every crewman I've done over the past, like, 8 months or so. So, yeah, I don't think I'll do another CNC. This is probably going to be my final CNC ever, and if so, well, what way to end it, winning a treble with the Sainties. Okay, so I think that's probably going to do it then. What do I need to do? I'm trying to think what I need to do. Squad report. Okay, so let's get to the squad report then. Let's do our final batch of training, as we don't really need to worry about this, but okay. So let's do a squad report then, and we can see how the players ended up. And oh man, what a way to end this series, winning the treble. I mean, like, this was not in my plans at the start of the season. I said I just want one. I would have been satisfied with a league. Midway through the season, I would have been satisfied with a cup. We won the treble. Jesus, what a way to end this series. So let's have the final run through there with the squad report. Little Logan Reed. What a lad Logan was. Still showing great potential despite being 83 overall now, 21 years old. This guy was fantastic throughout the series. Came through in season 1. John Ruddy, our original goalkeeper. Remember him? Nicholson, Graham, McMillan, Callum Patterson, the physical monster. This guy, I've said a few times now, pick this guy up for any career mode you guys are doing. This guy's unbelievable. Gordon the Giant Morrison, only really featured heavily this year, but still very, very good. Barry Hamilton. What can you not say about the old boy? The pensioner. Unbelievable. This guy is going to go down as one of my favourite career mode players, youth players ever. He was just... Oh, Barry, I was annoyed at you first. Why was I annoyed at you? I love you so much, old man. You're like the dad that my dad never could be. John Suter, Mr. John Suter, one of our first ever signings, had a transfer request this year, then we talked him round, ended up scoring a crucial goal against Swansea to help us keep our chance to win the title alive, which we ended up doing. Greg Quinn, elephant in the room. He was the only black player with St Johnstone. Really, really weird, but there was not a single black player that came through the youth academy. We couldn't find this is the weirdest thing. There was not a single black player in any of our youth scouting reports. I don't know, that is really racist from EA, isn't it? That is really, really racist. Why wasn't there one other black, there wasn't a single other black player in the youth squad reports, was there? Throughout the entire series. He was the only one. He was a free agent. That is so racist from EA, man, honestly. But anyway, Greg Quinn, the free agent, just stayed with us for the lols. Stephen Kingsley, scored in that Champions League final. Kirk Taylor, Kieran Tierney, our first ever signing. Such a shame he ended his season injured, but what an absolute legend. Oliver Burke, of course, one of our first big signings. Rob Hamilton, Barry's brother. Well, let's be honest here, Barry's son. The ginger nut, the ginger boy. He's not even properly ginger, but we love the ginger nut. Alistair Gray, who I described as having a wonderful left foot. Dougie Reed, the first ever potential to be special player. What a lad. Duncan Smith, the Tory. Nah. Angus Reid, Ben Mitchell, Kirk Peterson, Murray Davidson, retiring at the end of the season, scoring that crucial penalty against Spurs. Do you remember that? A few episodes ago, back in episode number 100. Oh, Murray, you're gonna go up to the heavens like Macca, but we'll never forget you, son. Ryan Fraser, Rob Ross, the artist, who never really featured that much. Ryan Gould, our headline, biggest signing ever, £35 million. What a signing, by the way. 6 goals, 12 assists in 44 games. He was certainly worth the money. Who else? Malcolm Mitchell, the 5-star skiller that eventually never became anything good. Ewan McDonald. I said we needed a striker for club and country. There weren't enough real prospects. We needed a striker. Ewan McDonald, first season, not too many goals. This year, 13 in 32 Premier League appearances, 7 in 10 Champions League appearances. What a great striker. What a great strike partner for Mr. Tony Watt. Alistair Graham, second potentially special player. He was going to become really good, but sadly couldn't develop anything further than we did. Tony Watt, you what. Back-to-back Golden Boot winner Tony Watt. We love you. Oliver McBurney, Chris Kane. The guy, Chris Kane back in season 1. He was supposed to be the star of the show. He scored like 7 goals in 10 games. I was like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. And then ever since then, he was rubbish. Absolutely terrible. He was so good for such a short space of time. And then he was just rubbish for the rest of it. A bit like me on YouTube. But it was so bad. So bad. Shane Gray, Dougie McLean, and Kirk Young. All right, so... let's do the final attributes, and whilst I'm doing that, I'll answer a couple more questions, and we'll leave it there. Oliver Reed says, what has been your favourite series you've made on YouTube so far? And please make a Patreon so people can donate. I'm probably going to make a Patreon very soon. I don't want to, but I've got to really to keep my lights on. I am really, really struggling financially right now, honestly. I'll tell you, well, actually, I'm not going to talk about it. It's too depressing, but I am really, really up against it right now. My favourite series on YouTube, though, would probably be my first ever series. This one's certainly up there. But my favourite series would probably be my first ever one, my FIFA 12 My Player. That was just so much fun, man. I'd love to do something like that again. It was really, really good. Let's go to Twitter, because I asked for some more questions from Twitter this morning as well. Let's go to Twitter and ask her a few questions too. This is really feeling like a live Q&A today. What has been the worst nightmare that you've had? That comes from Juan Guzman. Do you know, I'm not going to have time to talk about it, but there's one that's in the back of my mind right now. I'll tell you what, I'll save that question for another day, because there's a couple of ones I've had that have been really, really bad, but I'll save that. Chanchito says, what qualities do you look for in a YouTuber you believe to be entertaining enough to watch and enjoy? Hey Chanchito, I DM'd you last night. You know, for me, I find my favourite YouTubers tend to be good people. Like, I am more fussed if a person is good and puts the work in. And it sounds really weird, I know, but it's true. I'm more fussed if the person is a good person and puts the work in than whether they've got good quality content. There's tons of YouTubers out there that are really, that, you know, make really good videos, but simply put, I just don't like who they are. And because of that, I don't really watch them that much. But for me, my favourite YouTubers and what defines a good YouTuber for me is someone that has not lost what YouTube was about when we all started. You know, I feel like YouTube now has got to a point where people care more about getting, you know, I feel like the focus has been, it's not what it used to be. The focus now for a YouTube, or for a lot of YouTubers, I should say, is what can get the most views, as opposed to what's the best video I can make. I feel like that's where the focus is sort of heading on YouTube, and that's why I'm losing a lot of love of it. It used to be all about, you know, you see someone do another video and you think, what video can I make that'll be better than theirs? But now it's more, what video can I make that'll get more views than them? And that for me, that's how sort of YouTube is going, and that's why I sort of lost a lot of love of it too over the past couple of years or so. And Nicholas says, how do you think Millwall will do in a championship? Have loved your videos since FIFA 16, Watford from Sydney, Australia. Hey Nicholas, thanks for that, man. I appreciate that. I think we can stay up, but I think we have a really big summer ahead of us, man. We've already released Joe Martin, which I think is a mistake because Craig's going to get found out in the championship. He's not championship standard. I think for us, we need to have a really, really long, hard think about what kind of club we want to be. Over the past 2 years, like 2 years ago when we first got relegated to League One, Harris became our permanent manager. He shipped off so much deadwood. He had a complete clear out. We released like 20 players going into our first year in League One season before last. And Reed was top clean sheets with 21, wow. And we had so much of our team youth academy players, like, you know, youth players coming through, you know, players like Onyedinma, O'Brien, you know, players that came through the academy. They were in the starting 11, Ben Thompson. Do we want to keep going with what we have at the moment, which is, you know, our philosophy of, you know, continuing to bleed for the youngsters from our youth academy, or do we want to start trying to look for more experience? And honestly, as much as I like the former, I really do feel like we need a bit more championship experience to stay up in the championship. So I think we can stay up, but I think we need a bit more championship experience to stay up. So who was the Champions League top scorer then? Oh, Buffon won. I thought McDonald might have won it with 7 goals, but Buffon won the Golden Boot in the Champions League. So yeah, I think we'll do okay. I think we can stay up, but I think we need experience. We need more experience, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens. I'm excited for the summer anyway. And Martian says, who do you think will win the Championship playoff final? I think it's going to be Reading. I would love to see Huddersfield in the Premier League. That would be amazing. But I think Reading are going to go up. Jap Stam has done an amazing job with Reading. He's done a brilliant job in the Medeski Stadium. I think Reading are going to go up. I think Reading will beat Huddersfield on Monday, and I'm looking forward to the game. All right, so that's basically it. I think that's basically it. Then we're done. We're done. We're actually done. Let's put Tierney in the first 11 so I can see what the actual lineup would have been for the best St Johnstone lineup, the best first 11 we could have had. Yeah, I can't think of anything else I need to do, so I think we're going to end it there then, guys. So, yeah, is that it? Is that it? I can't think of a single thing. Like this always happens. This always happens. There's always a moment where I think to myself, right, I need to show something, but what is it? I can't think of what it is at the moment. There's something I'm forgetting, I'm sure, but I can't think of what it is. I've shown the top scorers. I've done the squad report. No, I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm pretty sure it is. Is there anything I'm missing? Is there anything I'm missing? I mean, I'm asking you guys. You can't answer. I mean, you can, but it'll be too late because the video will be made. Let's do the objectives real quick then. Let's do the objectives. So manager rating 89 in the end. Should have been higher. For a treble winning season, should have been a lot higher than 89 in my opinion. Especially because we achieved most of our objectives other than the youth development, which is crazy because the whole team is built on youth players. So those are the objectives. We'll take a look at the finances of the club as well. We are up by £209 million this year. And let's go ahead and also anything else I can think of. Youth Academy, no one there now, is there? There's something I need to show, but I can't think of what it is. There's something I was desperate to show. Oh yeah, Scotland. The whole half the series objective, JC, you stupid idiot. You need to show the Scotland squad. So this in the end was our final Scotland squad. And how many representatives did we have from St Johnstone? Well, Shinnie wouldn't be there normally. Tierney would be there. So keep that in mind. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Damn it, Grant Hanley. 8. Damn it, Andrew Robertson. 9 players there in the first 11. And of course, Tierney would be there normally. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And yeah, about 7. So it's about 17 players out of 23 would have been in the Scotland squad. For the World Cup, if we were to qualify next year, Shane Gray would have definitely made it. I think Graham would have made it over Griffiths. I think if we were to play the World Cup, if we were to re-sign Ryan Christie in the summer, which we were planning on doing, I think if we were to play the World Cup at the end of next season, we would have a full St Johnstone squad in the Scotland squad. We were 1 season away from completing that objective. We were one, well, not guaranteed, but probably we were 1 season away from completing that objective. How gutting is that, man? We were 1 season away. But either way, still pretty impressive, right? 17 out of 23. That's not bad at all. And I think that is that's going to be that. So yeah, is there anything else I can think of right now that I want to show? Anything else? Just looking down. Anything else I want to show? I don't think so. I just don't want to say goodbye. Guys, but I'm gonna have to. And we'll do this real quickly, and that will be that. So first season championship, we went up, finishing in 2nd place. That was fantastic. Second season, we finished. Where did we finish in the table? 14th place. Third season, we finished in 4th, didn't we? Oh, 3rd in the 4th season. Third season, and then it was 4th in the 4th season, wasn't it? Yeah, that's right. And then our 5th and final season was winning the Champions League. Of course, that didn't get shown because we haven't finished the season yet. And there you go. So in the end, we won 3 trophies in 5 years. Not amazing, but they all came in the 5th and final season. We won 142 of our 272 games. We drew 74 and we lost 56. Scored 332 goals. Conceded 181 throughout the series. And yeah, that's it. So there you go. So that's going to end the series then, guys. A big thank you for watching this episode. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, then please do leave a like. Thank you so much for support throughout the series. It may not have got too many views, but honestly, you guys could tell by my voice every episode I did. I love this save so much. It was so fun, and I'm so glad I was able to win a treble for you guys as well to end the series. A beautiful way to end with such a frustrating series, winning that treble, and it would have been so much better had I scored that goal with Barry right at the end as well. Oh well, what could have been. But thank you for watching. Much love to you all guys. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy the FA Cup final tonight as well. Wait, is that tonight or tomorrow? It's Saturday today. Is that tonight or tomorrow? I should know. I think it's tonight. Pretty sure it's tonight. Enjoy the FA Cup final tonight. And do you know what? I need to ask you guys a question before we go. I actually used to ask you guys to comment something, but I'll ask you guys a question instead. Do you know what? Instead, comment something. If you watched all the way through, I want you to comment something so I know who's watched all the way through. Comment. What can I think of? Something for you guys to comment. Just comment Perth. Just comment Perth, because that's where we're from. We represent the city. So just comment Perth. And also answer a question for me if you could as well. And that question is going to be, I tell you what, who's your favourite YouTuber? Who's your favourite YouTuber? Let me know in the comment section down below. Who is your favourite YouTuber? Answer that question for me and tell me why as well. But thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, guys. I love you all so very much from the bottom of my heart. Always have. Almost 6 years now. I've never lost a love for this because of you. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy the FA Cup final. Answer that question, who's your favourite YouTuber? And comment Perth if you watched all the way through. And I'll see you for not another episode of CNC very soon, but the start of my FM save tomorrow and another video on my channel very soon. Love with love from me and Barry. And I'll see you later. Bye.